Hello, beautiful souls. It's the end of February as I'm recording this, and I today am going to chat a little bit about navigating the waves. February has gone flying by in sharp contrast to January, which felt like an eternity for most of us. And February has, while being fast, has been very deep and intense for myself and for others that I have talked to about it. The good news is the guidance that I've been getting is really helpful in terms of navigating the waves. There are going to be a lot of water metaphors and analogies today. Seeing that the new moon was in Pisces last night, I suppose that's appropriate. And the water in my chart is always appropriate. I just see it and sense it and feel it like being out on the ocean where the waves come and the waves go and the waves come and they almost knock you over. And then you gain your stability, whether you're in the water, on the edge of the water, in a boat. It's it feels unstable, and I think that is similar to how many of us are feeling right now in terms of just the energies in the world and the challenges that we see before us. And in my episode 3, Lean In, Tune It Out, it was all about really just turning inward and being able to reflect on what's important to us and how do we keep ourselves grounded and how do we keep ourselves afloat, if you will, to stay with the water metaphor? And it is so important that we do that. And we have to be in the world most days. There are some days when we can just stay at home and keep our head under the covers, but not many days like that. And we need people right now. We need each other. And I think that is a huge part of the message today in this little episode is that navigating the sea, think about it like a sailboat. You don't wanna be out there by yourself. You wanna be out there trying to navigate the winds and the sails and everything else to stay afloat and stay level, if you will. You want to have companionship and a partner or partners in your lives, friends and connections and family that help you stabilize, that help you keep your boat stable and afloat and not flipping over and getting knocked over by waves, if you will. So I think that the guidance that I have been getting throughout this month is the combination of turning inward and not losing sight of what's within me. So not losing the sight within what's in all of you and what's important and what are your values? What are the most important things in your life and in the way you live your life right now? And then again, right now and right now. Because it feels like that is the level of energy that we're in, that we need to stay focused and reflective on what is at the heart of it. What is at the heart of us? Our values are many and vast, and they range from social values to very, very personal values and all of the extremes and nuances in between. And it's so important to know that and keep that lens on and available for every decision that you make. I talked a lot about in previous episodes about being on the robotic treadmill. And I talked about that particularly in the last episode about sharing a little bit about my story, feeling so robotic and on a treadmill for decades. And now experiencing what it's like not to feel like that. And has its challenges and it has the blessings that are just continuing to be revealed to me and really help shape the way I make decisions and the way I invest my time and who I work with and how I work with people. And it's just so amazing to be able to have those mooring points, those grounding points that hold you stable. So, in order to navigate the waves in your lives, and they come, some of us feel like we are in a tsunami at times, and some of us feel like we're floating on a raft on a smooth river at times. And thank goodness for both of those feelings because One keeps you grounded and reminds you that it's not always going to be smooth. And the other one gives you the chance to soak up the beauty and the joy and the connection of the smooth sailing, if you will. And both are necessary and both are important and both need to be experienced and held in context and in memory so that we don't sink on one side of the equation and don't get ungrateful and thinking through that life is always that way on the other side of the equation. It's a balance. The yin and yang symbol is a symbol of balance. And it's not necessarily balanced 50-50 or going to feel good more of the time than not. It's both. And that is another topic that I have been navigating very differently in the last couple of years when you are tending to be in the robotic treadmill kind of scenario, it is easy to get into the either or black or white thinking because there are so many decisions that need to be made, so many actions that need to be taken that it needs to be efficient. And while I've always been heart centered and people focused, that doesn't mean that there aren't things that have to get done and decisions that have to get made on the regular, right? Especially in the 30 years plus in corporate and nonprofit environments. So I want to encourage you to think beyond the black and white and yes or no kind of thinking and into the both and way of thinking. So getting back to our water metaphor, there are both always in life, and we are going to experience both in our life. So how do we best set ourselves up to navigate that? And the tools or practices that I find helpful and that I share with others all of the time is to make sure that you have a practice that sets you up for a day of success. It looks different for everybody. There's not one right morning routine or morning practice. There are as many right morning routines and practices as there are people. And it changes. I want to encourage people, I do encourage people not to get hung up if you need to make a change to your routine because you have to live your life. Life is real and things change in life. So creating the routine that works best for you is what's important, not making sure you have a perfect routine or that it's the same routine as others. So I encourage you to look at your morning and reflect on how you feel when you start your day. Is it jumping out of bed and running 100 miles an hour? Or do you take the time to really ground into your day and set yourself up for the success of the day? And obviously, that's the one that I recommend and I practice regularly. And then throughout the day, using the powerful mind that we have to keep our mindset aligned, to keep those pesky negative thoughts and those disempowering thoughts and stories that we tell ourselves on repeat when we're having a bad day, really focus somewhere else. So if that means, like I've said before, get up and physically move to another space, if only for a few minutes. If it means taking a visual moment to erase the thought in your brain so that you don't see it anymore and then it's gone. Or if you, like me, are very visual, so you try and see something of beauty, right? I relocate myself to somewhere that I am happy and peaceful, the coast, the trees, somewhere traveling where I am just in awe of the beauty and the peace. So whatever works for you, that's a great practice to have during the day to make sure that the waves don't knock you over and keep you down, that you can just pop right back up again. The other thing is to really look at things, like I said before, through the lens of your values. There's no need to say yes to everything. What feels good to you, what feels like joy versus responsibility and shouldas and couldas. Really taking the time to slow down and feel into those decisions because that will also help keep you afloat and not allow you to be knocked over and kept under. And talk to your people. I know most of us want to feel like we can do it all on our own and really struggle with being open and honest with people, some of us. And I happen to be one of those people. I just feel like, oh, I can just tackle this myself. The reality of it is, we all need people. We need each other. We need to be in community. So you have your people that they are there for you and that they are there to listen to you and support you in any way. We all have people like that in our lives. And I think that is something to be grateful for. So grateful for. And if you're looking for more, go out and find community. Go to a group that is involved in something that you love so that you can meet people that have the same tastes, an artist group, a book club, a yoga group, a walking or running club. There are so many different options that would align with you and your spirit and your soul's callings. So today, I just wanted to connect with you and remind you that the waves hit us all. You know that feeling when you're standing on the edge of the water and the way that the water rolls in and then rolls out fast, you feel like you're going to be pulled out, but fall down from the sand being pulled out from under your feet. There are a lot of us that are feeling like that right now. And I want you to remember that you don't fall down. You dig your toes in a little bit deeper. You stand up a little bit straighter, and you're still looking at the vast beauty of the ocean. You can still feel the sun, even through the clouds, on your face when you're on the coast. Remember that feeling and know that even when the waves knock you over, and even when the waves pull us down, we always have the capacity to stand back up again. We always have the capacity to pull ourselves up above and out of the water. And I encourage you to remember that in the situations that you are faced with in this moment and in upcoming moments, that you're strong. You know that you are worthy. You are so valuable on this planet right now. We need each other. We need each other to connect with. We need each other's gifts. Now, more than ever, you've heard me say this before, we have our unique gifts and talents that are here to be brought out to play and shared with others right now, right here, right now. The ripple effect is phenomenal when we do that. And that is why we are here. That is why I love working with women to help them discover this and really connect into that. Because when you connect with one person and make that positive impact, and they connect with people and they connect with people, the ripples they don't go in a linear form, right? They go synergistically and they just roll out and exponentially. They just roll out and around again, like the waves. You can see the waves coming and coming and coming and coming, and they don't stop. That's how ripples work. And each and every one of you have within you a contribution to those ripples. So when you're reflecting on the water and knowing that you are safe and you can pull yourself up, you don't have to stay down. Know that you are a purveyor of ripples in our universe. Your words, your actions, your energy, your love, and your connections make the difference all around. Remember that. I'm sending you all so much love. Until our next episode.